Why do you have such a? Why
You can.
Is it,
Sky's the limit.
Okay, it sounds like
Sky's the limit.
No,
you
wait,
can
wait.
go from Edgecliff all the way to Dural. I'm sure
Okay,
you'll find
let's-
all your beautiful customers there. Just go door knock.
Give me a
Or
second.
give him a magnet.
Give me a
Because that's what some other people have gone offline to go and do.
Okay.
Magnets.
It sounds like you have a really bad attitude
I
towards
do have
this
a bad
topic.
attitude towards it
this
because I'm
topic.
fucking over it.
Okay.
If you want to build your business, build your brand, stop profiling your customers, get yourself in order that you need a business is about being progressive, right? So to progress, you kind of have to start somewhere. Don't come to me after 12 months of running your business saying that you want to go and tackle the world and you want to focus on the eastern suburbs or you want to focus on the more affluent people in society when you don't even know who the fuck they are.
Come on, give me the intro, man.
Start. Forget about your intro. Just fuck the intros. Fuck everything.
Surviving the digital jungle is tough. We're here to guide you through it on the Digital Jungle Podcast.
All right, guys, welcome back. It's 2022. I hope you're all ready for a massive year. Thank you for joining us again. Today, we'd like to kick off our podcast and sort of talk about some really good, juicy things. Today's topic is going to be related around business, but also interesting to the general consumer, because we're probably going to take you into a deep dive into some of the ways business owners think and profile some customers. So please feel free at the end of the podcast, put your comments down below. Give us another topic that you'd like us to talk about. Hope you enjoy it. Okay, so Janty.
Welcome back, everybody. Happy 2022.
All right,
For those who enjoyed a holiday.
Some people might say, what holiday?
Exactly, most people would say what holiday.
So today, I wanted to get really stuck into, and this is going to be a deeper topic, and I think we're going to do a few more segments about it throughout the year. But it's about profiling. So customers profiling their customer.
So what's that mean?
Okay, so what that means is, the age-old issue with a lot of marketing campaigns and business owners finding it sort of quite annoying to deal with sort of low quality customers or low quality leads.
I know what you're talking about. So in my language, I would call it business owners and team members with a shit attitude.
Okay,
Is that what you mean?
It's a bit harsh. I wouldn't say.
What's so harsh about it?
I wouldn't say shit attitude. Harsh. What's so harsh?
It's a shit attitude.
I don't think anyone intentionally, sets out to have that attitude.
No,
but,
they do.
But in saying that,
They do. They set out to go online and build a dream that you can get the utmost best customer in the world every single day with an open checkbook that can help you fuel your financial goals. And the disappointment in realizing that that's not reality is what makes you have a bad attitude.
Okay.
You're unrealistic.
But is it wrong for someone or a business owner to set a goal of sort of building their business or their brand in a way where they want to deal with
No, it's not.
quality customers? Is there anything wrong with that?
This is what I say, right? And for any one of my clients that are watching me, they're going to know this real well. They're going to know exactly what I'm saying, right? There is nothing wrong with your intention in business being that you only want to deal with people that will never question the amount, or you only want to deal with people from a specific racial background, right? If that's what you want, off you go. Go door knock. Go to the best 100 homes in the eastern suburbs and go door knock until they accept you.
Why do you have such a... Why
You
is
can.
it?
Sky's the limit.
Okay, it sounds like...
Sky's the limit.
No,
you
wait,
can go
wait.
from Edgecliff all the way to Dural. I'm sure
Okay,
you'll
let's-
find all your beautiful customers
give me
there.
give me
Just
a
go
sec.
door knock.
Give me a
Or
second.
give him a magnet.
Give me a.
Because that's what some other people have gone offline to go and do.
Okay.
Magnets.
It sounds like you have a really bad attitude
I
towards
do have
this
a bad
topic.
attitude towards it
This
because I'm
topic.
fucking over it.
Okay.
If you want to build your business, build your brand, stop profiling your customers, get yourself in order that you need a business is about being progressive, right? So to progress, you kind of have to start somewhere. Don't come to me after 12 months of running your business saying that you want to go and tackle the world and you want to focus on the eastern suburbs or you want to focus on the more affluent people in society when you don't even know who the fuck they are.
Okay, hold back 1 sec.
Make sense?
It does. Give me 1 sec. I want to ask you.
Half these people you ask them why, they can't even tell you why. They just assume that people have deep pockets.
Okay, hold up then. Let me pose you a question.
Sure.
Because should you have that attitude that you have right now as a person in digital marketing, or because I just want to remind you, someone comes to you and they say, okay, so Janty, or you propose them to jump onto some social media ads and some social media campaigns. And part of building a social media campaign is you start to target certain demographics and you start to build your audience profile. Okay. Now, in building someone's audience profile, is there a certain demographic? Is there a certain group of people that you would sort of likely or more likely target when you're building someone's social campaign?
Potentially. But
So
why
you
do-
do. So
No,
you.
but why do we do that? We do that so that we can narrow down an audience because social media is like sticking shit on a wall, and seeing what sticks, right? Social media essentially is about the platform pushing your visual content out there. Yeah. So if you are in Australia, you want to choose Australia as an audience, then you'll drill down further into a geolocation. Or if you could, like, what are the main audiences here that you choose from? You select from age, gender,
Interests.
interests. That's not profiling someone.
It is.
How? Because
Absolutely
wait,
is.
let's say, for example, for the client that says, I don't want to get a call from a tight ass, right?
No.
No, we get it.
No.
People
you
say,
were
I don't
talking
want
about
calls.
eastern suburbs.
No.
You were
Clients
talking
say,
about.
I don't want calls from tight asses. I don't want calls from beep, this nationality, whatever it might be. Yeah. I'll tell you, if you go to the social media world, that tight ass and beep nationality, the majority of everyone knows exactly what I'm talking about. But that nationality, for example,
I don't know what you're talking
you
about.
know what I'm talking about. Are they people that would express interest in the Forbes magazine? Because is that Facebook's way of caching an affluent person by their interest? Are they somebody that would invest in cryptocurrency? That tight ass? Are they somebody that would
Okay,
look? Are they somebody that would be on realestate.com.au? Realestate.com.au is a big one. Bro, an 18-year-old kid is on realestate.com.au. That doesn't mean that their interests are property and
but
development.
you're doing your
based.
best to profile the right demographic to generate the best quality of lead.
Yeah, but what you're saying essentially is this, and I think everybody needs to understand this, so please pay attention. You're saying with social media, don't serve my ad to people who don't have this interest. That doesn't mean that you're serving your ad to your ideal client.
Okay.
You have to also know who your ideal client is.
Do you?
99% of people don't know.
Okay.
I've been doing this for 12 years. I still don't know.
All right,
The best client comes in here. They jump off a plane. They come from another state. They're the best client. But when they get here, you don't feel it. Somebody that sees your sign outside rings the doorbell and says, hey, can I speak to someone about some ads? And all of a sudden, you get along like a house on fire. Then they become your best client. So who is your best client?
All right, let me. Do you think the mindset is wrong, or do you think the way people go about it is wrong? Or does that make sense? So I'll give you an example. Wanting a better quality lead, right? Versus when you receive leads, your attitude towards it. So let me give you an example. Me in AiiMS definitely want a higher quality lead, right? Definitely want that. There's an ideal type of stop.
We're gonna have to go door knocking then.
No. Based on what you say, yeah. We want a higher quality lead, or I do. I'd like a certain type of business to enter the doors inquiring about our service. However, I understand that there's an onus on me to help generate a higher quality lead. That's number one. Number two, I also know that I can't read an email address and say that's a low quality lead before even speaking to them.
You know what?
I also know that I can't read a name and see the nationality of that name and say that's a low quality lead. I also can't answer the phone and say, you know, good morning, welcome to AiiMS, how can I help you? And based on their tone or their voice, profile them and put them in a certain bucket within 3 minutes.
You know what?
My point of the matter is it the way that people are going about it, or is it the fact that the attitude of trying to get a higher quality lead is wrong?
No, I get it. And on behalf of myself and all the users, thank you so much for articulating that perfectly, because I understand the debate. I get the problem. I get the whole, you know, I know the context. I have all the context, but I also get the question in like full detail, you know. But I think the issue lies with, you know, the mix between business owner, marketing team. A lot of people have their own marketing team. A lot of business owners have, you know, self-diagnosed themselves as marketers. We all know this, okay? Every second business owner is a better marketer than you and I in their head, right? So you have a mix of all these non-factual ideologies, right? So like essentially, like if you understand what I'm saying, we could make this the shortest podcast we've ever made. Because I think if you just stick to your principle, and the principle is, can you grow your business without exposure? No. Can you get to your ideal client without exposure? Yes or no?
No.
No. Okay. Can can your business generate the work it needs without any level of exposure?
No.
Okay, great. So we have the issue. Stick to the basics. The basics are expose your brand in the best way possible, expose your brand in the best shape possible, and the rest is not in your control. Because without exposure, now let's say in reality,
are you saying that?
No, I really believe it. Let's say in reality, okay, that I am a finance broker, okay, and I would love to manifest in my head that I really want, you know, a massive commercial development deal, right? I'll tell you how you can get it, but you have to listen. You have to put your brand out there. You have to expose yourself on all the platforms under anything relative to who you are, and literally wait. You'll get 10 leads. They're going to be bad. You get the next 3 leads. They're going to be somebody looking for a car loan. But you know what? On that 20th one, it's going to be the lead that you wanted. You're just not going to be there to manage it because you would have given up by then. Do you understand? Like, all of it comes down to exposure, and that's not a metaphor. It's a fact. The fact is somebody needs to see your ad to want to use your service, right? So now we go layer number 2. Layer number 2 is the right client that you want needs to see your ad to use your service. Do you get me?
Yep.
But when you're a self-diagnosed marketer as a business owner and you continuously navigate, and, you know, I'm not saying this in an offensive way, you know, because I bend over backwards for our clients, and for the clients that know me and deal with me, they know that, right? But there comes a time where we have to actually understand that basics always win. You know, can you save money without saving money?
No.
Can you save money with spending? Can you save money if you spend every dollar you make?
No.
There you go. You can't get your ideal client without being exposed to it.
But that's not the point.
That is the point.
No, it's not.
Because you can never, ever, ever hone in and choose the right demographic. Never. It's like, because if we go back to basics.
I disagree, but
no,
I disagree.
All right, let me explain another level. Let me go to the third tier.
You sound like it's a hopeless discussion. Like, just expose yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, and put yourself out there, and it will happen naturally. There's no optimization. There's no strategy. There's no plan to enhance and get smarter to attract the right ideal client.
Yes, it does sound like that, but it obviously isn't. So like I said, you have to expose yourself in the best shape. So that's a very broad statement, and that's right. The best shape means you have to have the sexiest looking brand on the market. You have to have the most informative content. You have to be always in the best position to win. So you've got to be very competitive, which means you're going to open the gates to even more of your non-ideal customer. But that's all with the intention of you picking the right one. So that's just on a simple ad level. Then there's in your internal operation, you have to have the highest level of customer service, good client or bad client, right? You have to have the best number of reviews. You know, like for example, if you were like a service company and you came to me and you said, I want to build my business to get the best clients in the market, right? Of course, we can logically, because of 12 years in the game, we know that if we brainstorm, we go, okay, well, how do we achieve that? We would say, okay, best website, the largest menu of content, the best visuals, the best representation of service work, the best representation on a visual level and on a video level, right? The best social media campaign, a solid social media, a genuine solid social media following, the best 5-star reviews on Google. No, when I say the best, if your competitor has 300, you need to have 600, right? Because the guy who doesn't have a budget will come to you then, because that's his deciding factor. Do you get me? The best remarketing campaign for the hesitant decision makers. The best lead follow-up process. So, you know, someone. Let me. If you can go and have the best of all that, and use the best brands, have the best quality of workmanship, have the best guarantees, the best warranties, and the best reputation, of course you're going to get the best clients in the industry. Are you fucking kidding? It's a no-brainer.
Okay.
But go do it. Go do it.
When you say that...
Yeah, it's a lot harder than just tweaking keywords and ad copy.
No, I agree. I agree. But my point of the matter is, so the expectation isn't wrong.
The expectation is wrong.
Or let's say the goal.
No, the expectation is wrong. The dream.
The goal. Is that
the dream is not wrong. I can't debate you on a goal.
Okay.
But expectation, like to really sit in your chair and to say, you know, I want this for my business and I have done my absolute best by it because I chose a marketing company and paid an invoice. Of course your expectation is wrong. Who are you kidding?
No, I totally understand that. But do you believe, obviously, that that's a journey? It's not all or nothing.
For the people that really want it, of course it's a journey.
Yeah, it's not all or nothing.
They have to really want it. Do you understand? They have to really want that change. And you have to actually press rewind and you have to go back to the last 3 minutes. And I believe, hand on my heart, whichever side it is, execute and follow every single thing that I just said. And 5 years from now, you will have the best clientele. But you have to actually do it. None of what I said was picking the right audience on social media. None of what I said was racially profiling someone by their accent or their first name and surname on the email form. None of it. You know, if you're actually still doing that as a business owner, you're obviously in the wrong spot to grow anyway.
Can I ask you a question?
You should have a team that's doing it who aren't fucking racist like you.
Can I ask you a question? Do you understand?
You're going to get a call from John after this, mate. Let me tell you. But when this goes live, he's going to give me a call. He's going to laugh because this is a conversation I had a week ago. That's why it's so fresh.
Can I ask you a question? Do you get the desire and the want from the client to get a quality lead?
Yeah.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you understand the frustration that, because
Of course.
how are you going to know?
Because I've been through it.
How
have I been through it?
How you sit in your office and you're in marketing, and
Yeah.
how would you know? How would you know what business owners deal with in terms of quality of customer, poor quality? Like some client that they are difficult, and some people lose a lot of money from that.
Agreed. But I also believe...
But when I put you the question, like you don't understand. How are you going to understand?
I do understand, but what you're trying to
it's
tell
easy
me...
to talk through that microphone.
I do understand, and I'm actually in it all the time anyway.
How?
I walk with all my clients on that journey. I
How?
listen to all of their calls.
You listen to it. You don't
No,
take them.
I listen. I have taken their calls to prove a point.
Okay.
Of course, every problem can be solved with a conversation.
Okay.
You just have the right attitude.
Okay.
Right? Every sale can be upsold. Do you know what I mean? If people don't believe in that, then why are there so many people that subscribe to bullshit fucking sales courses that teach you how to be a better salesperson within? I tell you what, you don't have to do any of that if you just learn to love your client, no matter who they are.
It's pretty hard to love some certain clients because you sort of know this.
You just have to understand the issue, man. You have to understand the issue. You have to get to it quicker, and you have to not be defensive.
All right.
You have to just not be defensive.
I tried to lead you to an answer.
I'm a brick with. I'm
but
as
obviously
stubborn as anything.
You didn't get me. If someone was to ask me, because obviously I deal with some clients and their experience is very similar. Now and I get questioned. You trust me, Kynan, you don't get it. You won't understand. And I actually do understand, and we actually go through it ourselves.
We do.
And I tell you why, and I tell you how we go through it ourselves. Number one, the expectation of the client and their budget never matches. In AiiMS. In AiiMS, as a client.
Correct.
Right? So I've had many clients come to me and say, oh, so-and-so is the competition. Like, how come they can generate X, Y, Z? You look at the investment that client has made from the outlook, spectacular website, spectacular Google My Business profile, great reviews, daily. You do a test call to their operation, phenomenal.
Fantastic.
You look at their signage, on point, and then you look at the client asking you this question, and you say, okay, there's a big mismatch here.
That's very rude.
No, it's a big mismatch, right? Now, I don't roll my eyes and say, well, I can't go back to my marketing company and say, what the fuck was that, right? And nor do we turn the customer away rudely.
Correct.
Or become non-responsive.
That's right.
What I believe we do as an organization is we nurture the client. We build the client.
Yeah, but we also
establish
have
the
turned away,
relationship.
we also have walked away from client meetings and not onboarded them, right?
But with the guideline.
The message here
No, but 1 second. Let me finish
you
here.
don't go back to the
Let me
ad
finish.
and make edits to the campaign or shut it off because you had that meeting.
That's right. But let me finish. If we do turn away a client, it's with utmost respect and guiding and guiding them.
Correct.
And giving them the reasons why their expectations and reality are way too far away
Yeah,
from
I'm
each
all
other.
for understanding sometimes you're not the right fit anyway.
if we go back to my point is we don't have 50 of our leads per week that come through that want $250,000 websites and have a budget of $250,000 a month to spend.
Correct, bro.
Because that's my point of the matter. Let me go back to you. It's about establishing a relationship. It's about educating. It's about building value. It's about your taking pride in your brand. The biggest mistake, I believe, is a lot of businesses, I can understand why it gets frustrating. I can understand their goal or their desire to want quality customers, but there's a real process to it these days, and if you're not prepared for it, then you should throw that goal in the bin. If you're not prepared to execute anything, then you should throw that in the bin. And I believe that if you go in and you say, I will service to the best of my ability anything that comes my way, I believe you learn 10 times more by actually trying to service everyone. Learn. And I believe as a leader in your own business, if you're a leader in your own business, if you hold the right attitude, then your team holds the right attitude. If you have a poor attitude, you cannot expect your team to have a good attitude. So once again, if you're running a business and if you have the wrong mindset and you over-profile a client and you over-assume this client hasn't got money or this client is a tight ass or a waste of time, right? That will go through to the people that answer your phones. That will go to the people that service your clients. That will go through and it will eventually reach your clients and you'll get a bad reputation for it. It's a very vicious and dangerous attitude to hold. Why is it important that we're bringing it up right now? Because it's the start of the year. You have to reset your mindset. How are you going to approach business this year? If you want to charge a certain price, charge it. Explain to the client why, how, why, build the value. You can't just give people a price when someone's 50% cheaper and just say, well, if you don't like my price, we'll tough. Do you know what I mean? The last thing I say when I get that question posed to me, not question, when clients really want a higher quality customer is, okay, fair enough. But do you know, so as an example, I'm a client. So I require many services in my home. I buy products, right? I wouldn't say I'm the most frugal. I wouldn't say I wouldn't say I'm a big tight ass, right? But I'm conscious of my money. Now, when I first inquire with someone, I guarantee you, with a business owner that has the wrong mindset, I am put in the basket of tight ass. Now, if people were to assume and put me in the box of tight ass, they really stuffed up, in my opinion. Because I'm all about building long-term relationships. I like to have my lifelong electrician, my lifelong plumber, my lifelong mechanic. I like to have all of those people and I like to build a relationship. But I'm really waiting for one of those people to come my way and want to build a relationship with me.
But
do you know what I mean?
They're too busy chasing a better client than you.
So my point of the matter is, yes, I might come across the wrong way over the phone or might not have enough life.
Do you read reviews?
I might live in the wrong location. Yes, I do.
All the time?
Not all the time, right? But then when someone comes to my home or if I go to their shop or wherever it might be, very quickly does it either go up, they build value, or does it quickly go down? Very quickly. From the first hello. From the first hello.
Yeah, I'm very, 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 very much like that. Yes,
so
that's so true.
But I feel like I know majority of my circle are very similar to me.
I think some people give a bit more benefit of the doubt.
I agree, but no. All I'm trying to say is the mindset would have cut me off from the very beginning. Would have thrown me in that difficult basket.
Yeah, well, you can go even a layer before that, and you can say they would have cut you out of seeing their ad.
There you go. Okay, great, awesome. So that's what I explain to many clients. So, like for example, be careful in over profiling, have the right attitude, and work on the goal of getting the ideal client. There's nothing wrong with it. Work on it. But it really requires you to focus on how to get to that level where you do get your quality client that doesn't really, question your quote as much. Does that make sense? Like, you need to think about how to do it. You can't triple your margin and just think you can for no reason.
Look, agreed. We've come to an agreement.
Okay, good. That's good. That was easy. All right.
Number 2.
Can I ask you a question? Let me to wrap this up properly. Okay. You rattled off 5 or 6 things earlier in the conversation in a frustrated tone. Give a client a method to understand why and like why they can't just get quality clients. Like, what's the best way to look at it?
Best way to look at it or best way to reflect?
Like, best way to, like, if maybe reflect, yeah.
So best way to reflect would be ask yourself what you've been doing different over the years. So if you've been in the game for 2 years and you're fed up, ask yourself in the 2 years, try your best to go over your notes or trigger conversations that you've had with your marketing team or your partner or whatever it might be, and the ideas that you thought of, over the years, put them down on a paper or on an Excel, and then just put a tick yes or no if you executed them. And then next to that, was it successful or not successful, right? So then do that and summarize. And without sounding harsh, but what you'll find is that if you're not where you thought you wanted to be, it's going to be because of that. Because whatever changes you had thought of or ideas of enhancements or, whether they're a visual enhancement, so you've thought of an idea for your brand or you've thought of an idea for the way your team sell or operate or a different location if you're a store, and you didn't execute it, that's probably why you don't have that better client. Because you never built anything towards it. Do you get me? Like that saying, if you do the same thing all the time, you'll stay where you are, right? But that's a very deceiving saying, right? Because I can do the same thing that I do every day, but I can make 10 times more money or 10 times less money making the same thing, right? So when we talk about change, we're not talking about making more money, making less money. Do you understand? Like if the business owner or the manager in question here, this character that we're talking about, if their intention is to get a better client to make more money, they don't even need to go through all that hard yards. You know what I mean? They just need to double down on what they're doing now. They'll make more money if that's the intention. If it's because they just want to deal with, the affluent level of society, then that's a different story. You have to build yourself up to that. Do you understand? But you also have to become affluent to deal with the affluent level of society too. Do you understand? So it's not just change my landing page and make a new marketing campaign. It's very important that you understand why you want to do it. Yeah. That's what I think. If it's to make more money, we've got 100 other things on the menu here. And what have we done over the years? We've diversification. You can, add more services that's diversification, add more services. You can put together a customer management system that can actually bring back your clients, that you have profiled, that you have done work for. You can tap into their networks. You can ask for referrals on a digital level. You don't have to ring everyone and ask, but there's plenty of solutions.
Yeah.
Just have to know exactly why it is that you want it.
All right, cool. My advice would be, if you're unsuccessful with a lead, quote, customer that walks in your door, whatever it might be,
an online cart sale,
whatever it might
cart,
be, be harsh in your review of yourself.
Yeah,
that's all.
But that's
being
like,
so
I think
harsh.
a lot of people,
I think if you're not harsh on yourself, you're never going to improve. If you don't set your own standards, you're never going to improve. So my point of the matter is, was your workmanship good? Was your service good? Were you smiling? Did you have a smiley face? Were you very respectful? Did you try to build a connection or a rapport with the customer? Do they remember your name? Whatever it might be. I say, be harsh on your own criticism and set your own high standards on how you deliver something.
Come on, give me the intro, man.
Start. Forget about your intro. Just fuck the intros, everything.
Surviving the digital jungle is tough. We're here to guide you through it on the Digital Jungle Podcast.